Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. This is our 15th lecture of Mechanics 2. Here we will discuss the vector product of two vectors and a physical quantity uh, known as torque. For this purpose, we initially consider a coordinate system in which this is our point O, origin of the coordinate system. This is our x-axis, this is y-axis, and this is z-axis. Let a particle P is positioned at this point, and the position of this point is located with reference to uh, origin O by this position vector R. And if a force F, an external force F is applied on this particle P, and this is the vector representing the force vector, external force vector, then by extending this position vector R by this dotted line, we can say that this force vector is making an angle theta with this position vector R. Under the influence of this applied force, this particle P will tend to rotate about this uh, point O, which is the origin as well as the pivot point of the particle P, on which an external force F is being applied. Uh, then considering a force F acting on the particle which is located by a position vector R, then the magnitude of torque, which is also known as the turning effect produced by this applied force, which is the external force. The magnitude of torque due to this force about an axis through the origin is Rf sine theta. Now, as we uh, mentioned that the particle is lying in xy plane and it is going to rotate about this pivot point O. So we can say that z axis will be the axis of rotation of this particle P. If it is going to rotate in this way, counterclockwise mode about this pivot point O, then z axis can also be said to be the axis of rotation uh, under the uh, given conditions. As we know that torque is cross product of two vectors. Uh, uh, One is the position vector R, other is the applied force vector F. So torque can be expressed as R cross F. Tau being a vector quantity will be directed along positive z-axis when the turning effect is uh, directed in counterclockwise direction. If it is having a clockwise direction, the turning effect is having a clockwise direction, then its direction will be marked with the help of right hand rule by curling the fingers in clockwise mode. The thumb of the right hand will be pointing the direction of torque towards negative z-axis, and the magnitude of torque will be Rf sine theta. Here theta is the angle between R and F. The axis about which F tends to produce rotation is perpendicular to the plane formed by R and F vectors. As we clearly see here that this vector z vector along which the torque is directed in either way. Means if the rotation is counterclockwise, then it is directed along positive z-axis. If the rotation about the axis is uh, in clockwise mode, then the direction of torque will be in negative z-axis. In both the cases, uh, the direction of torque remains perpendicular to the plane, which is xy plane, in which r vector and f vector are lying. The torque can be expressed by this vector product ta equal to r cross f. We say that this is our equation number 1. For any two vectors a and b, the vector product can be expressed as uh, a third vector c, and this can be equated to a cross b. The magnitude of c will be equal to magnitude of first vector, magnitude of second vector into sine of theta, where theta is angle between these two vectors. If we say that a and b are two vectors and they constitute a parallelogram, then this AB sine of theta is marking the area of that parallelogram, which will be also representing the direction of the magnitude of the vector product of these two vectors. So the area of the parallelogram is this AB sine theta, and the direction of this product vector C will always be perpendicular to the plane in which these two vectors lie, in which these two vectors A and B lie. At that plane, this third vector, which is the product vector, will always be found perpendicular. There are some characteristics of cross product of two vectors, like we can see here. Number 1 is A cross B is equal to minus B cross A. Means if we reverse the order of two vectors in a cross product, then the direction of the cross product is also reversed. So we can say on this base that cross product or vector product is not commutative. Second property is A cross B is equal to null vector 0, and we say that in this case, if A and B are having non-zero magnitudes, then there will be an angle of 0 degree or 180 degree between these two vectors. Third property is the magnitude of cross product of two vectors A and B is expressed as AB sine of theta, where theta is angle between these two vectors. So if this AB sine theta is reduced to be AB, then we can say that theta is 90 degree between these two vectors. Means sine of 90 produces 1. If there are three vectors A cross B cross C ordered in this way, then we can write this order of cross product in this way: A cross B plus A cross C, and we say that on the basis of this expression, the cross product holds distributive law. Fifth character of the cross product is uh, time derivative of the cross product of two vectors a and b can be expressed as d over dt. A means time derivative of first vector cross second vector plus first vector cross time derivative of second vector. And sixth character of the cross products is cross products for unit vectors obey the following rules. I cross I is equal to j cross j is equal to k cross k, and in all the three cases the cross product gives a null vector. I cross j can be equated to k unit vector, j cross k can be equated to uh, I unit vector, k cross I can be equated to j unit vector, and by reversing the order we can say that the negative sign will get involved and the cross product will be same as I cross j is equal to k unit vector minus j cross I will also be equal to k unit vector. On the same pattern we can write this equal to this minus k cross j, and k cross I will be equal to minus I cross k. As by commutative law we have seen in previous discussion. And here if I cross minus j is involving a negative sign which is attached with second vector in the cross product, then this negative sign can be uh, detached from here and can be expressed over here. So there will be no change in the mathematical meaning of the cross product. This I cross minus j can be expressed as minus I cross j. A cross B can be found by the well-known determinant method, in which we have to mark all the three unit vectors along x-axis, y-axis, and z-axis in a row, I, j, k. Then we have to write the rectangular components of first vector in the second row. Similarly, the rectangular components of second vector in this third row. Then we can evaluate this determinant method by conventional way, and we say that A cross B will become equal to AY BZ minus AZ BY into I unit vector plus AZ BX minus AX BZ into J unit vector plus AX BY minus AY BX into K unit vector. Or we can say that A cross B is equal to this much magnitude of the x component of the cross product, comma this much magnitude of the y component of the cross product, comma and this magnitude of the c component of the cross product, and we close the parenthesis. We don't need to express these unit vectors when we are closing these x, y, and z components in a parenthesis for with the help of commas. Thank you. That's all.